And now your host, Garrett Bake.
Boom! Here we are, trying the new intro. What do you guys think? Does it work? I just want you to know that Justin busted his ass to put this thing together. So round of applause. Where's our golf clap emoji thing? Well done, Justin. Well done. He did a really amazing job. A couple of things that are kind of funny, right? These behind the scenes things that happen, right? There's a lot of things that we put together, and I say we, but let's just be real. It's mostly Justin, as far as integrations and messaging and making sure that you guys are able to log in and join us. So let's give Justin his fair props. If you're joining us live, go ahead and drop your name, your business name, and where you're from so we can shout you out. We got Christina Zacharias from Riverside County, California. Welcome to the show. Glad you're here. Again, if you're live, go ahead and drop your name and your business, where you're from, and we'll shout you out. What a beautiful weekend that we had. In some places, there was a little bit of a heat wave. You Arizona folks, I feel sorry for you. Not really. Used to live there and really enjoyed it, and really enjoy not living there now, especially when it was 111 there this weekend. We got Ryan McAtee. Welcome to the show. We got Pro Painting LLC. Damien, welcome. Daniel with Noble Custom Glass and Mirror, welcome. I got a bone to pick with some glass folks, though, Daniel. I'll be honest with you. Let's see. Ryan is Key Quest Remodeling out of Orlando. Welcome to the show. Hey, Ryan, good old Disney. Build another park. That'll be good for you down there. We got Beaufort, Georgia, Orlando. We've got California. We got a few different states in the house. Welcome to the show. So this weekend, like I was telling you, a little bit of a heat wave in some places. Here in Utah, got up to 91, I think, degrees. Not too bad. We had a little breeze, so it was very manageable. But on Friday, I went golfing. And if you don't like to golf, I'm sorry. Your parents didn't love you. Just kidding. I won't go that far, but maybe they didn't. Who am I to judge? But if you don't like golf, well, that's a problem. And I'll tell you why here in a minute. The tournament that I went to play in, it wasn't a professional or semi-professional tournament. It's not what it was. It was a charity tournament. It was for the Home Builders Association here locally. And they had hole sponsors. So you as a business could sponsor a hole, and they would have, I think we had 138 golfers come through. So you get the opportunity to be in front of 138 people, many of who are business owners, and more specifically in the contracting space. So all the holes sold out. And I'll tell you, some of them were pretty crappy, literally like a table and a tent and some business cards. And then there were some that were absolutely amazing. One put on by a local home builder who happens to be part of the Home Builders Association. Now check this out. He had his booth, and they had a little like soft toss game with some hacky sacks, which is, kind of fun. Help you kind of burn some time while you're waiting for the group in front of you to go. But then here was the cherry on top that beat everybody else. They got a local company that makes the shaved ice to show up, and you got to pick your own flavor of shaved ice and eat free of charge. It was absolutely amazing. I got the large, which was a little bit too much, which, total side note also, if you haven't put cream on top of the condensed, I guess it's condensed milk. If you haven't put condensed milk, cream, whatever you want to call this stuff, on top of your dry ice, you're missing out. I'm telling you right now, probably not the healthiest decision you'll ever make, but it is absolutely delicious. Had that. It was great. Anyway, back to the golf. So we're golfing along. I'm hitting some fairways. I'm hitting some tall grass. It's about a 50-50 mix, but it's a scramble. So best ball. We were doing all right. We get to, I think it was the 15th hole. Get to the 15th hole, and there's a painting company there. I'll leave out their name so as not to embarrass them. So there's a painting company there. I'm in a foursome with three of my friends. All three of them are business owners. One's a remodeler. One is a custom home builder, and one of them is a developer and builder, right? Three legit people. Like, if you were a painter, you'd want to have a conversation with these guys, right? So they're giving away some stamped golf balls and, a couple minor things. And they're like, so who are you? That was their intro. Who are you? And I'm like, what are we at a bar? Like, what's happening here? Right? So who are you? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to see where this conversation goes. And they're like, well, if you have any painting needs, give us a call. And they hand out their business card. I had to stop them at that point, right? Because just handing out your business card guarantees you one thing in life, that you're going to end up in somebody's drawer or in the center console of somebody's truck to be forgotten about forever, right? So I had to stop and I intervened and I said, all right, listen, guys, let me introduce you to these guys. Let me introduce you to Ben. Let me introduce you to Cameron. Let me introduce you to Thomas. This is who they are and this is what they do. And they're like, oh, and their ears perked up and they started to have a little conversation. And I said, okay, this is great. I said, but we're going to hit some balls here in a second, and then we're going to leave in our golf carts. So you gave them your business cards, and what do you think the likelihood is that they're going to call you? And they're like, I said, probably not very high. Not because they don't like you or you don't have like a cool business color scheme, branding, logo, whatever, but they're not going to call you because they're going to forget about you. Like most people do, because we have the attention span of a goldfish. 7 seconds. Don't believe me? What was I talking about 7 seconds ago? You don't remember. See, we're all goldfish. Okay. So I said, listen, this is what you need to do. And I'm literally coaching them right on the golf course. You need to get their information, and then you need to set a time on when you're going to follow up in contact with them. And both parties are looking at me, right? My 3 buddies are looking at me. These 2 guys are looking at me. And it was this awkward, like, wait, what? And I was like, exchange information, right? Now, I don't know what the follow-up is going to be from that. And they're not clients of mine. So frankly, hey, it's on them, right? But the point is that when you get to this point of telling yourself, I need more leads, do you actually understand what that process looks like? Or are you just flying blind? Hey, I'm going to go pay $500 or $1,000 to sponsor a hole, to go be at a charity this, to go do this thing over there. And then you're going to stand there pretending that you look like Miss America, when the truth is you look like somebody who belongs in the bayou in Louisiana. Ding, 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 ding. And you expect somebody to come up and want to talk to you because they want what you have, right? Now I'm going to pause there for a second. We got a few more people that have jumped on. I'm going to go ahead and shout them out. We've got ProTech Improvement from Maryland. Randy, welcome to the show. Daniel says, feel free to pick away if you wish to. Oh, I'll pick away, man. Barry says, holler, welcome. Pro Painting, apparently not a golfer. Man, you got to get out there, though. Got to get out there. And wouldn't you know, I was just talking about a painting company. Just saying. We got Thomas Schul with Ironman Construction. Welcome to the show. John McMahon with McMahon Enterprises, carpenter in northern New Jersey. I'll actually be there in a couple of weeks. Oddly enough, it's easier to fly into New York and drive to Pennsylvania than it is to fly to Pennsylvania. Go figure. We got Danny Livingston, Impeccable Cleaning Services out of Longview, Washington. Welcome. Thomas, we got Ironman Construction, North Mississippi. Jason, the handyman from OKC. Welcome. Barry from South Mississippi here. So he knows what I'm talking about there. And then one more, Virgin Trainer. Hello, ITB, Georgia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to have, excited to have all you guys here. Now, going back to this example, right? Funny story, being on a golf course, sponsoring a golf tournament for contractors, and then not doing anything with the money and the space and the time that you spent there. 5 hours, by the way. 5 hours it took us to get through. So they had 5 hours to have conversations, at least 10-minute conversations with 4 people at a time, right? Crazy great opportunity. But it's the taking advantage of that opportunity that matters. And today I really want to, I don't want to say dive in super deep, because if you ask me, am I a strategist when it comes to marketing and sales? High level, right? I understand the process. I understand what needs to happen, but we can get into the weeds all day long, right? So I'm not going to tell you whether you should use, flyers or postcards or mailers or an auto dialer or a call center in Mexico. We'll talk about all those things that are available, but you're going to have to come up with your own approach to it. But I do want to talk about the concept so that you understand what needs to go into your lead generation process. Now, as we're getting into this, I do want to hear from you in the comments. Let me know, how are you currently generating leads? If you put Angie's List in house, I'm not going to guarantee that I won't say something humorous about you. But be brave, my friend. Put it down there anyway. Go ahead and write down, where is it that you're currently generating your leads from? Is it, Facebook? Is it that you're paying for it? Is it that you stand on a street corner with a sign? Like, what is it that you're doing right now to generate the leads inside of your business? I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. Non-alcoholic for you haters out there. Okay, lead generation. Now, what is marketing at its core, right? You dive down to the bottom of this whole thing called marketing. And what is it at its core? Marketing at its core is getting people to pay attention to you. That's what marketing is, not sales, right? Sales is an exchange of value, right? Money for a product or service. We're not in sales. We're talking about marketing. Marketing is getting people to pay attention to you. So right now, what are you doing to get people to pay attention to you, right? Now, we got some comments coming here that I'll share in a second, but it's getting people to pay attention to you. Before you get people to pay attention to you, you need to answer this question first. What kind of people or who do I want paying attention to me? Perfect example. How many of you guys have ever wanted to go viral on social media? I know I have, right? I've watched videos and tried to figure things out. I wanted to go viral on social media. Never able to figure it out, right? My son, and I think I've talked about this before, my son does pole vault, right? This was his senior season. He just graduated, but he was doing pole vault, right? So we'd go to his meets, right? And so he had this epic fail, and I won't show the video, but I'll show you the numbers. He did this epic fail that I was recording, 6-second video. That's it, 6 seconds. Epic fail on a pole vault. Some of you guys have probably already seen this. Why do I say that? Because the video has 56 million views, 1.3 million likes, and I stopped the comments. That's why there's only 726, 163,000 shares. How you like them apples, right? I just went viral. Congratulations. What does that mean for me? Not a damn thing. I will tell you, I've had 3 companies reach out. One of them was ridiculousness, and they offered me $400. Not life-changing money, right? Now, I tell you that for a reason. Really cool that the video went viral, although I didn't intend for it to. In fact, if you read the comments on the video, it was actually around mindset because his head wasn't in the game, which is why this epic fail occurred in the first place. I tell you this because I wanted to go viral, and I still do. I think it would be really cool, but I want to go viral with my audience. Because I will tell you that I am now currently over 10,000 followers on Instagram. You can go look me up at Garrett Bake. Awesome. Love the follow. You can go look me up. I'm over 10,000 followers on Instagram. And the problem is 6,000 of them are not people I will ever do business with. They're not people that I want to follow me or like or comment on any of my stuff. They're not my ideal target audience. And that is where contractors screw up from the beginning. Who do I want to work with, right? Because your messaging, how you craft it, what you offer them, where it is that you advertise and how you advertise will change depending on who it is that you want to work with. Okay? Did I drive that point home enough? By the way, I'll have a viral workshop next week. Just kidding. I won't have any of that. Okay, so we need to understand who it is that we want to work with. Right? Now, I want to read some of the comments about where it is that you guys are currently advertising. Thomas says word of mouth, Facebook, and the Nextdoor app. Okay, fair enough. Christina says Thumbtack. I know that works for some folks. Virgin says face-to-face and social media, Facebook mainly. I'm wondering if that's Facebook groups or if you're paying for that. Jason says social media, local customers, signs, flyers, and cards. My man, spreading it out. I like it. I have no idea what your name is, but it says 300 billion. That is a big number there. Welcome to the show, Senor 300 billion. Christina clarified a little bit word of mouth and Thumbtack Pro, so she's paying a little bit for that. Ryan says Thumbtack and Google Biz, both of them free. Christina also added a website, giving them a different way to see why you stand out better than the rest. 100%. Hopefully you're using a Contractor Plus site. Wink, wink. All right. John says, mailed out 1,500 cards last year to high earners in my area, Facebook reviews and word of mouth. By the way, mailers yielded nothing. Facebook has. Sign on, my 22-year-old truck gets most of my work. Cool. So John, I may have missed the post that you said earlier. What exactly is it that you do? Curious about that, because you're actually somebody I'd love to dive into a little bit more. And then we got Marie Gaines, who says Facebook. Now, how many of you, based on what I just said about your ideal target audience, how many of you know exactly who it is that you want to do work for and exactly what it is that you offer them? How many of you? And if you do, go ahead and put it in the comments. Like, who is your ideal target audience, right? So if you look at me, I actually have two ideal target audiences, right? The first is a contractor doing anywhere between 500 to $1 million. And we have a very particular program for that, right? When you hit that phase in business, you're going to need some help from the outside. And that's where we come in. And then our other flagship programs for $1 million plus up into 20 to 30 million. And we have an entire team that comes in and does, financial audits, sales audits, marketing audits. We look at your organizational structure. It's a pretty in-depth program. And those are the people that I want to attract. So this platform, for example, who am I looking to attract? Well, it's probably the 500,000 to $1 million earners, right? That's where this is at. The other earners, most of them are not here. Okay. And I know that. And so I have to craft my message and make sure that I'm in front of them where it is that they're at. Right. Propaning says, yes, John McMahon, you are a carpenter. Very cool. Now, are you a finished carpenter? Are you a trim carpenter? Are you a handyman? What exactly? Carpenter is kind of a big nutshell there. Do you do framing? What exactly is it that you do? Let's see. Propaning LLC, 3-ring networking circle for painters, designers, contractors, realtors. I like it. I think you're barking up the right tree there. Sage Hill Way says, no idea how to find them target customers. Don't worry. We're going to help you out a little bit. All right. I want to go back to John. If we can pull up John's post about his cards and everything else that he's put on. So John does high-end finishes. Beautiful. So John, right? Perfect example. So John, who is it that you want to work with? And I think I have an understanding just based on your responses, but you can go ahead and type it in the comment section as well. You said high-end finishes, right? So let's think about this. If I'm a trim carpenter, a finish carpenter, for those of you that don't know what that is, those are the people that literally do the high-end, beautiful woodwork. It could be railings, it could be fireplaces, it could be bookshelves, it could be bunk beds, right? Any of a number of things of really high-end woodwork for a home, right? That's what John does. So you got to think about that. We're talking high-end, expensive work, okay? Now, trim carpenters, by the way, can do it two ways. They can do what we call production work, which would be baseboards, door frames, closets, sometimes doors, right? Production work for production builders. You're just coming in, you're slinging wood, you're slapping it up, cocking it, and off you go to the next job. Or you can do the higher end work, and it looks like John does the higher end work. So it sounds like, John, your ideal target audience is two people, right? And one, it's direct to homeowner, and then two, it's high-end builders and remodelers, right? That's who it is that you want to work with. So let's look at the marketing means or the marketing opportunities that you've taken advantage of. The first one, mailers, right? You sent mailers out to 1,500 high earners in your area, right? I like how you were thinking. You were thinking, I want to get in front of high-end people who have money, which is great, right? The mailers make sense. Now, the issue with that is what? Well, probably the majority of them aren't in a position where they actually want to change something about their house or are in a position where they're actually building a house, right? Which is why you got zero return on the mailers. You have some Facebook reviews and word of mouth. Word of mouth, hey, I love word of mouth advertising. It's great if you do it right. Facebook reviews help with that, right? Let me scroll back up and see your stuff here. Let's see. Facebook has yielded some stuff for you, and then you say your sign on your truck gets the most business. Now, here's the thing I want you to think about, John. Okay, if we know that you want to work with high-end homes, high-end homeowners, if you will, right? How is it that we get access to those high-end homeowners? Think about this for a second. And by the way, anybody can comment on this. How do we get access to that high-end homeowner, right? Well, the first way is direct. Okay. So could you go knock doors? Yes, absolutely. I don't know much about door knocking, although I do know in high-end communities, there's a lot of gates and security. And so there's a less likelihood that you're going to be able to get in there. Okay. But it's different from, say, you're a roofer. Why? Because a roofer can see immediate damage, has a backstop of insurance, and can help the homeowner through the process, right? High-end woodwork, man, you can't just show up at somebody's house and be like, hey, you ever thought about replacing your railing or the casing around your windows or building in the custom bookshelf, right? That's a very difficult conversation to have up front. So maybe direct to homeowner might not be the right approach, okay? At least door knocking. So let's think of what are some alternative means for getting in front of these high earners, these high-end homeowners. Number one, and I always ask this question, who already has access to high-end homeowners? Think about this, okay? Who's already doing business with them? Well, most of your stuff is going to go into either remodels or new builds. Sound fair? Probably. Okay. So who is doing the remodel work? Well, they're probably contractors, right? But where are the contractors? That's your job, okay? You need to go market your product or services, in this case, your services, to people who already have access to your people. So where do high-end remodelers and builders hang out? Well, we have the Home Builders Association or some variation. They exist in every state. We have the Association of Professional Builders. We have the General Contractors Association or some variation of that, right? There's multiple trade groups that exist in every state, in every major metropolitan area, right? They're collecting or congregating the people that are doing work with the people that you want to have access to. Cool. So go figure out who they are and have a conversation with them, right? Build a relationship with them. Become their high-end finisher. Make sense? Number two, who else is doing work with either high-end new builds or high-end remodels? Well, there's probably some type of interior designer, maybe a cabinet maker, maybe an architect, right? And you start to see like there's a lot of people out there that already have access to these people. Another one that I really like to throw out, and I think a lot of you guys should take advantage of, is realtors. Not every realtor, right? Not Maria, who's a stay-at-home mom and sells one home a year. Not the person you want to make or build a relationship with. You might go to the park and the kids might play together. That's great, but that's probably not going to help you build your business. You need to connect with the professional realtors who are selling 10 to 20 homes a year plus, right? Not only that, but they're doing high-end homes. Those are the people you want to connect with. Why? Because they have access to the people that you want to do business with. Can you guys see where this is going? Okay. Lead gen is absolutely worthless if it's not generating the leads that you want. I can go on Facebook, put an ad. Hey, come join. Or I have a finished carpenter business. I'll come in and I'll fix all your baseboards and your trim and everything. Well, cool. That's going to go out to everybody. And that's great. The majority of the people who are going to respond are going to be one of two people. One, people who actually think you're looking for somebody to do the work for you, and they'll respond. Trust me, this has happened with my remodeling business when we ran Facebook ads. Number two, you're going to get people who just want to price shop, right? The price shop. And you don't want to hang out with the price shoppers, right? So we have to understand who we want to market to and how it is that we're going to market to them. So John, you say no contractors. Nope, not for me. Interesting. I will tell you that we've built multi 7-figure plus businesses on this strategy alone, right? Contractors. I know some of them suck. Guilty. I'm a contractor, right? Some of them suck, but not all of them suck. You just need to sift through the bad ones to find the good ones. You said, been there, done that, interior designers and architects and realtors. Yes, I have all these relationships. Good. Are they the right relationships? Are you doubling down on those relationships, right? Again, building a business isn't as complicated as we like to make it. So let's not make it complicated. Now, for all of you involved, all of you, the first question you have to ask is, who do I want to work with? I don't care if you're a cleaning company, if you're a landscaper, if you're doing remodeling work, you're a carpenter, a painter, whatever it is that you are. Number one is, who is it that I want to do work with? Okay. Number two is, what is it that I want to offer them? Remember, people only want to do work with you because they have a problem and you have a solution. So what is your solution to their problem? You have to get really good at articulating that. If not, you're going to get into the price shoppers, right? Think about it. If you go to Amazon and you're looking for a new pair of boots and you type in work boots, there's going to be hundreds of things that pop up. How are you going to be able to tell the difference between one or the other? You're not, which means you're going to price shop. It's exactly what consumers do. If you can differentiate yourself, be better than, be more complete, offer a better package or service, now we're talking, right? Let's take a remodeler, for example. What I always recommend to remodelers is make your package better than everybody else's package, right? Free upgrades, free entertainment system, free whatever the thing is that can add value, right? So think about this. If I walk into someone's house and they've already talked to 4 different remodelers, we can look at price all day long, right? But as soon as I say, hey, listen up, you know what we can do is we offer design services as part of our package. So you're going to get 10 hours with our preferred designer to help you pick out colors, help you pick out finishes, flooring, so on and so forth. Whoa, we just changed the conversation, right? Then I say at the end of the remodel, this is probably going to take about 6 to 8 weeks. At the end of this remodel, what we're going to do, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, is we're going to take you or send you on a 3-day, 2-night trip to the mountains. You're going to be able to rest, relax, rejuvenate. We're going to bring in a cleaning crew and we're going to clean your house from top to bottom. And you're going to come in and it's going to feel like a brand new home. What just happened? Like I completely separated myself from every other company. So if they're price shoppers, cool, keep price shopping. But if they're really after value, I've got them. Does that make sense? Again, you need to start looking at this from the perspective of the homeowner or perspective of the person that you want to work with. Because some of you guys want to work for contractors, you want to work for developers, commercial work. But look at it from their perspective. They have a problem. You should have a solution to that problem. If you don't, you're just like everybody else. Fair? All right. So now we've got back to John, and I want to post John's little thing here. He says, yes, we did several jobs for realtors or for a realtor, and she's bugging all her clients to hire me, but you see my quality and hands-on experience. Perfect. Now imagine if you had 10 of her. Just saying, right? You want to build your business? That's the way to build it. Johnny says, hi guys, sorry I'm late. It's all good, bro. It's recorded. We got you. We got you covered. Maria says, I want to work with honest and trustworthy people who can get me where I need to be so I can be a successful business. Yes. Yes, you and everybody else. This is why relationships are so important. Maria, I know you have a cleaning company, but what do you clean? Do you clean just residential homes? Do you clean commercial properties? Do you do construction cleanup? Like, what do you do, right? And you start to think, okay, where are the people that I want to work with? How do I build those connections and those relationships? That's what this whole game is about. John, appreciate you as well. Thanks for your advice. As I'm not dismissing contractors. All right. I know it, man. I know it. I know it gets frustrating at times. Totally get it. I just want to throw some things your way and see if we can hopefully help you continue to grow your business. Now, as we wrap up this conversation, if there's anything I want you to take away from this, okay, which is just a sliver. Who do I want to work with? What do I want to do for them? Right? Just a sliver of generating leads. Trust me, if you commit to answering those 2 questions clearly and then consistently focus on generating leads, consistently, I guarantee you your business will grow. How can I guarantee you? Because I know human behavior. But I know human behavior, right? We are all humans. Humans function the same. We want value, right? We want to live what we call the law of reciprocity, right? You give me something of value, I want to give you something of value in return. We want that, okay? And so we're looking for that subconsciously. So you have to position yourself as being that person, as being that company, as being that solution for that problem. Trust me, trust me, trust me. It'll pay off in the end. Now, a couple more comments before we sign off here. Maria says, my business has been up and running for at least a year now, but it's still no permanent customer. I clean residential, commercial cleaning. Maria, take exactly what I just said in the commercial space. By the way, if you work commercial, and you want to work with a lot of existing businesses or companies, there's a trade group called BOMA. I think it's Building Owners Management Association, something like that, right? So if you want to work commercial work like Maria does cleaning, look up BOMA, BOMA, Find your local chapter, get inside, get involved, start building relationships there, right? Christina says, what is the website info to get on listings for realtors? Good question. There's not one specific website, right? So Christina, wherever it is that you are working as a business, you're going to have to Google real estate brokerage. And you're going to have to get on the phone and start having conversations, figuring out, okay, who are the people that I want to work with that have access to the people I want to do business with, right? Now, here's the other thing, total side note, but thank you for bringing this up, Christina. It's a game of relationships, right? Guess what every real estate brokerage in the country does, usually on a Tuesday? They have training. Don't believe me? Ask them. They have training in person or online or combination of training, right? What do they do in the training? Well, they talk about something real estate related, whether it be rates, whether it be closing, whether it be this, that, or whatever. And then they usually put 5 to 10, maybe even 15 minutes together where they bring in a guest. And the guest gets to talk to the audience, which is now a captive audience, right? Now, if you're smart, you bring in donuts, cookies. Hell, I've seen fried chicken, like all kinds of crazy stuff, right? Gift baskets, whatever the thing is. Make them remember you. But now you get a chance to stand in front of this room of realtors and pitch your pitch, right? Tell them who it is that you are, what it is that you do, that you want to do business with them. Okay. Don't just stop there though. When the meeting is over, go meet every single one of them, grab their information, and start building that relationship. Fair? All right, Christina, follow-up question. I love these follow-up questions, by the way. Okay, so how do we get a hold of commercial locations? Do I go to the property management, or how do I go to the property to be able to landscaping there? Yes, you can literally just Google property management in your area, and you're going to find property management companies. The same thing. And trust me. I used to have a landscaping business, by the way, so I know this. Commercial businesses burn through landscapers. It's just the reality of it. Landscapers, for the most part, are unreliable, and they burn through them. Cool. So be the reliable person. You're looking for that opportunity. You're looking for that shot. Get in front of those groups of people. Maria says, how do I get good leads without having to pay and still find out these are dead leads? Well, listen to what we just talked about. I laid it all out there for you. Trust me, it works. Christina says, I do webinars daily in Zoom. Cool. Get in person. Get in person with these people. They are there to make sure that they're servicing or helping their customers. You become the solution to that problem. All right. I appreciate every one of you being on the call today. But again, this is all information. It's worthless if you don't do anything with it. So go do something with it. Answer the question. Who do I want to work with? What do I want to do for them? And where are they, or who has access to them? And get to work. Get to work building the business that you want to create for yourself and for your family. All right. You know what time it is. It's time to get after it. 3, 2, 1. Off you go.